Welcome in, you guys. Cowboy here. Today we're going to be going over my personal favorite boat, the Bedar. I'm really proud to bring this boat built to you guys because I really didn't think we could get much better than we had it last season. But this season, it's pretty good. Come December 3rd, so about a week from now, check back. We're going to have an updated version of this. I'll kind of walk you through it a little bit in this video because this is going to be the deep dive version. If you guys are interested in the no nonsense guide where you can just kind of copy and paste and then figure everything out on your own, that's going to be in the description below. Everything you need, a little cheat sheet, under 5 minutes. So check that out. Like, subscribe, follow if you are a fan of that format. I will be putting out a deep dive version of every single build I do and a no nonsense guide. So anyways, if you guys are sticking around, what you can expect in this video is going to be like ins and outs, how to customize it, make it yours, how to use it to its fullest potential, etc. So let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. What's special about the Bedar? Now, this is a very rewarding boat to use. This is a very high damage boat to use with a lot of utility via the debuffs it applies. So when you guys upgrade your boat, 6 out of 6, you're going to unlock this jousting perk right here. Between these two perks, guys, you get 175% increased ramming damage. That makes us the hardest hitting ram in the game. Not only that, guys, we're going to instantly apply the flooding status effect to the enemy. What that does, that is a damage over time effect. Half of the damage it does is going to be unrepairable. It's also going to slow the target down 25% of their movement speed. Pretty nice, right? That's not all, guys. You're also going to increase the target's reload time by 30% for 30 seconds. Now, what that means in terms of like bosses, guys, is not only like shot for shot, are they going to be 30% longer intervals. Boss mechanics also take 30% longer to complete. Very, very, very nice. On top of that, guys, again, this all applies when you ram the target. You're going to also reduce their armor by 300 for 30 seconds. Now, we're actually going to take this, guys, and we're going to add on to that with this new torpedo we got, the Dahaka. Brand new torpedo. It's in the battle pass right now, guys. It has this really cool effect called sundering on it. It's going to decrease the target's armor by 200 for 10 seconds. Now, that is good for a number of reasons. Number one, we can stack that with the perk we just talked about, that jousting perk, for a total of 500 armor penetration on the target. That is massive, guys. That is a lot. But not only that, guys, it's a piercing type weapon. Piercing just got a huge buff this patch. Season 4, piercing is up massive because piercing has a new status effect called punctured. And when you puncture a target, you instantly deal 5,000 damage as well as decreasing their armor by 500 for 15 seconds. Now that is a total, this all stacks, that is a total of 1,000 armor penetration. Guys, for bossing, that is massive. The player armor, the average player armor is about 1,000 to 1,300 armor. The boss armor, I cannot imagine being more than 1,500. This is huge for PvE. Not only that, guys, notice here that this is a piercing type weapon and a flooding type weapon. 40% of its damage is secondary damage. I'll kind of get more into this when we get into our furniture, but just be aware this is a really good thing that this weapon has going for it. And come December 3rd, this might be our broadsides as well. But for right now, guys, we're using the Carnate as our broadsides. That's the starboard and the port weapons. Reason for this being is we only have 4 gun ports for all deck. We're really trying to make the most out of them. This hits decently hard, 2,265 damage per shot. Now the math on that is 2,265 times 4. That's 9,060 damage, but that's if the target's not flooded. Here's the kicker, guys. So half of that, we're going to get 2,265 plus 1,130, we'll say 2.5 equals 3,000. We're just going to say 3,400 damage per shot, right? That's what we'll go with. We're just going to round up a little bit. 3,400 damage per shot times 4. 13,600 damage broadside. It's not the hardest hitting broadside in the game, guys. There are certainly better options, but it's better than like 1,000-Year Monsoon, right? This is only going to hit 10k damage. You're going to get 2 shots. It's going to hit 10k and a little bit of change. If you're lucky, it'll proc Deluge, but it's a 30% chance, right? This is guaranteed. 1,000-Year Monsoon is a bombard. It doesn't do weak spots very well, guys. It's really hard to hit weak spots. Cannonballs, you can drill them all day. Just things to consider. The target is always flooded because when we ram the target, instantly flooded. There's no need, there's no reason not to be running this. The only thing, guys, is again December 3rd. This might be the new broadside, but we'll get to that when we get to that. For our auxiliary, guys, we are using 1,000-Year Monsoon on the bow, by the way, just because like when you ram a target and then you turn away and you like circle back around, it's just super easy to mag dump this. It's also really easy to break this buoy because it's a giant AoE. Now, why you guys want to break the buoy and why you guys want to be using Infernal Maul. Remember, we're already applying a bunch of different status effects. We are like the king of status effects, guys. We're applying Flooded when we ram. This buoy right here is going to apply a Blaze, and then we're going to be applying that new Punctured status effect with the Dahaka. So we're teeing up Sandbooks because Sandbooks hit 50% harder on targets that are Blaze. This buoy, when it's destroyed, does about 10,000 damage and instantly sets all targets ablaze. So we've got Flooding for the Brigantines. That's going to buff them 20%. We got 50% increased damage for the Sandbooks because the target's going to be on fire. And we also, for everybody else, have 1,000 armor penetration. This is the build, guys. This is the most important part of everything, is ramming them, applying this, and then managing your Sunder, and if you can apply Piercing, apply Piercing. That's it. That's the most important part, guys. Armor is where survivability is going to come in. I recommend you guys run the Pishashka, or however you say that. I'm sure I'm butchering it. The mitigations are not the best. The armor itself is not the best. But this right here, this perk it comes with, is... It could not be more... Oh, it could be more broken. But it is really good for us, guys. It's going to heal for 100% of the damage that we do when we ram. On average, guys, that's about 25 to 30,000 damage that you're just going to start healing, like, randomly, guys. I probably ram in a single boss fight. I probably ram like maybe 10 to 12 times in like a 2-minute interval. That is so much healing that I'm getting from this. I don't ever even like look at my health anymore. It's nuts. Brace correctly. If you miss a brace, you just get accident forgiveness for free. It's super nice. Now, this, guys, this is where everything kind of gets very customizable. And there's a lot of flexibility. And again, come December 3rd, I have big plans to overhaul this. So, munitions mixer, very good for us, guys. I love this because it's a huge quality of life. It does decrease our damage from these status effects by 30%, but they last 100% longer, so we don't have to micromanage them so hard. It lets us kind of like ram multiple targets, focus on other things other than just nonstop status effect management. But if you guys are comfortable doing that kind of micromanaging, I highly recommend you guys swap to Signal Gong, because this boosts all of your damage, not weapon damage. This boosts all of your damage by 15% after your crew attack, and that's going to apply to your rams, your status effects, you name it. So very, very good piece if you're not using this. Now, when we get into the minor furnishings, guys, this is one of the non-negotiables. I think Ironcladding Station, this is going to increase our ram damage by 25%. This is a non-negotiable for me. This is a very good piece, very easy to come by. It's like you have this, when you start the game kind of thing. Whatever. Now, furniture slots 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all negotiable, guys. These are all flex spots. Do what you want to do with them. I'm going to walk you through what I have, and then we're going to walk through a really good alternative build. Okay. So, Compagnie Spirit Locker. I run this because it helps me manage my stamina when I have to brace, whenever you're affected by a status effect. 20% less stamina consumption. It's going to increase your brace strength, so how tanky you are when you're trying to block damage, and it's going to increase your armor by 7%, so just making you a little bit more passively tanky. Very nice. Emergency sales is going to help us secure those top speeds for our rams. It's going to help us close the distance a little easier. We don't really care about the charge rate down here of the torn sales. That's kind of meh. But we wanted this part right here. It basically doubles our movement speed when we're coming in for a ram. Very, very nice. This is just going to help us with our movement. So acceleration, when we're going to ram a target at a very short distance, it's good to have this. Deceleration is also very good, because when we have to like bounce off the target and kind of maneuver back around, you want to decelerate and then accelerate again. This is a pretty big piece for that. And then secret cache is just going to help us with our turning speed, so we can turn faster, as well as accelerate to get that top speed for a big hit again. We don't really care about the encumbered status here at all. This is what I use, guys. These last like 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces right here, I use them because they provide me with massive quality of life when it comes to like repetitively ramming. It's very nice. And then I just like the Compagnie Spirit Locker because it helps me stay alive. But you guys do not have to run this, okay? If you guys want a good 4 alternative pieces of furniture, guys, what I recommend doing, so December, actually here, I'll show you guys in the codex. December 3rd, we're going to get this new furniture piece right here. I know I keep saying December 3rd, December 3rd, December 3rd. December 3rd is going to be the solstice event, the winter solstice event, and we're going to get these Azure Strong boxes. That's going to come with a bunch of different stuff, but this right here, guys, is going to be really nice with that new torpedo. So if you guys wanted to switch out the broadsides from the Coronade to the these bad boys right here, the Dahaka, like I said, we already have 1, but you can have 3. Right now, you can put 1 on your bow, and then 1 on your port, and 1 on your starboard. Remember I was saying that these are piercing and flooding, so 40% of your damage is secondary damage with these. What you guys can do is you can rock the expanding corkscrew station, right? So that's 15% increased secondary damage. Run high velocity kegs because it is also a piercing type weapon. It's a flooding type weapon and a piercing type weapon. Run high velocity kegs is going to give you another 15%. That's a total of 30%, guys. And then you're going to want to take the, where is it? Right here. Torpedo Works, guys. This is going to be your furniture slot number 3. Torpedo Works. This is gonna bring you up to 49% increased secondary damage, and then lastly, you can take the tuning station for your 4th slot, and this is gonna give you another 17%, which is gonna bring you guys up to 66% increased secondary damage, or about a 20% damage increase. Now, if you wanted to actually sacrifice some of your ram damage, which is totally acceptable. I said it's a non-negotiable, but it's acceptable in this regard. You could actually swap out the ironcladding station. You won't heal as much. You won't hit as hard when you go to ram. But if you want to make this a entirely like torpedo-based build, this is something that you can do. You can sacrifice this and maybe take off your munitions mixer, so you don't really micromanage that as much. Take those 2 off, and you could actually swap that out with these 2 right here, the port powder kegs and the starboard powder kegs, and that's going to up your damage tremendously as well. So that's it, guys. That's really all I've got for you. It's very simple build. It's very efficient. Where did I put my munitions mixer? Oh, right here. I'll go ahead and show you guys real quick what it looks like. This is my go-to boss right here. Perfect, he's up. For any kind of like DPS testing, showcases, stuff like that. Now, remember guys, we're not using this build for us. This build is meant for like team support, so it's more what we can do for like a popular event, popular bossing kind of thing. but it doesn't do bad damage on its own. I'll go ahead and show you guys right now. So throw that up there. Like I said, guys, you want to destroy that buoy so that it sets the target on fire. Now, we got this guy. He's on fire. Look at all those status effects, guys. All of those status effects. Now we can just kind of like mag dump. We're going to brace that. Oh, we maybe need to. Throw some more shots. Throw a buoy at him. Go ahead and break that buoy. That reapplies the blaze. We can go ahead and reapply the ram damage. We got a bad angle in that ram. That's okay. The waves are weird, guys. There's usually not the waves right here, but it's very choppy. It's storming right now, so it's whatever. Let's go ahead and do it again. Break that buoy. Go in for a big hit. He's got the penetration debuff on him. He's got a blaze, flooding, armor mitigations, just everything, guys, everything. And then, so you see the 746s there popping up? That's from the flooding, the severe riptide effect. That's what that is. So, let's go ahead and do it again, guys. We're going to throw the buoy out. Go ahead and break the buoy. Right, he's ablaze. We're going to reapply flooding, all of our effects, and we've actually just healed massively as well. And I'm not even going for weak spots here, guys. I'm just casually doing it, you know. That's it. That's all it is. And again, I'd like to remind you guys, it's not a bad build and what it puts out DPS wise, but we're doing this for all the utility that we provide everybody else. This is like my go-to build for bossing. So when you see somebody call for help at like the Looming Shadow or any of these, I mean, there's not really any out right now that really need it, but like if you see somebody do Watch the Throne or the Symphony Mortet or Mortel, whatever that's called, you can go debuff events. Just it's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding, guys. Give it a shot. Like, subscribe, follow.